Good evening to all of you all. We are going to see a very interesting problem here. We have got five balls stacked one over the other. Their total height is L and they are being released from a height h above the ground. We wish to find after the strikes the ground what is the maximum height that ball number 5 can rise above this initial position. So let us see when these balls come down, let us say like that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be L and this would be H because the total height is L plus H. So if this is L, this is going to be H. So, sorry, I numbered it the other way. 1 is at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. One, two, three, four, 5. This would be H and this would be L. This will be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So after all the collisions, there will be multiple collisions and 5 will shoot up with say a certain velocity v5 and it would rise up to a certain maximum height. We are interested in this height, h max. What is the maximum height it can reach above the original position? Now, you must note that all these balls just before striking the ground will have a velocity v, same velocity v, speed rather, v squared is equal to 0 squared plus 2gh. So v would be root 2gh. That is the velocity with which all these balls will be coming down just before striking the ground. Then one will strike the ground, its velocity will reverse, it will collide with 2, 2's velocity will reverse, it will collide with 3, 3's velocity will reverse, it will collide with 4, 4 reverses its velocity, it collides with 5 and 5 shoots up. So that is the situation. There are going to be multiple collisions. Before we handle the collisions, let us get the basics of a one-dimensional collision. Supposing we have a mass m moving at a velocity u1 and a mass km, where k is a fraction or a ratio, it could be less than 1, more than 1. So k times m is the mass of the second object moving at a velocity u. After a one-dimensional collision, the velocities are v1 and v2. So we can write two equations. One equation is the momentum conservation. So we will have mu1 plus kmu2 equals mv1 plus kmv2. M cancels and you get u1 plus ku2 is equal to v1 plus kv2. This is one equation. Then we can write the equation with the coefficient of restitution. The velocity of separation v2 minus v1 is equal to E times u1 minus u2. This is the velocity of separation v2 minus v1. u1 minus u2 is the velocity of approach. That is E times u1 minus u2. E is called as the coefficient of restitution. Its value lies between 1 and 0. If it is a perfectly elastic collision, if it is an elastic collision, E is 1. If it is a perfectly inelastic collision, or it's also called as a plastic collision, E is 0. If it is an inelastic collision, it is between 0 and 1. So this is the second equation. We wish to eliminate V1 and find V2 in terms of U1 and U2. So if I take the first equation, U1 plus KU2 is equal to, I will get V1 from the second equation as V2 minus E into U1 minus U2. V1 is equals V2 minus E into U1 minus U2. And I have plus KV2, I'll put that plus KV2. Now I'll group V2, bring this U1 minus U2 term this side. So U1 plus KU2 plus E into U1 minus U2 is equal to 1 plus K into V2. So therefore now we want the maximum height. Since we want maximum height, all the maximum velocities must be generated in each collision. So if you want V2 to be maximum, E should be maximum. So E should be 1. That is, the collision should be elastic. So from this we can get V2 is equal to, if you club this U1 and U1 will be 2U1, and here you will have K minus 1 plus K minus 1 into U2 by 1 plus K. That will be V2. I will write that result here. V2 is equals 2U1 plus K minus 1 into U2 by 1 plus K. Now let's see one by one the collision. First of all, ball number 1, which when it hits the floor, it will have an elastic collision and its velocity will reverse. Speed will remain the same. There is no loss of kinetic energy in an elastic collision. So you have a situation whereby, let me show this here, 1 will be now moving up with a velocity v. It was moving down with a velocity v, root 2 gh. Now it has reversed the velocity, and 2 is now coming down with a velocity v. So we want to now find out the final velocity v2 of 2. So v2 would be, use this formula, 2 into u1. u1 is plus v plus k minus 1 into u2 is minus v because in the opposite direction. So minus v by 1 plus k. So you will have here minus v and minus 1 will be plus v. So this will be plus 3v, and you will have minus kv by 1 plus k. That is equal to 3 minus k into v by 1 plus k. Now we would like to maximize v2. If you have to maximize v2, the numerator must be maximum and the denominator must be minimum. The minimum possible denominator is when k tends to 0 or when k is much less than 1, we say. And so the denominator will be very less, and since you are subtracting a small quantity, k much less than 1, the numerator will be very large and the denominator will be 10 to 1. The numerator will tend to 3 times v and the denominator will tend to 1. So if you make the approximation, the maximum v2 you can get is 3v. Yes, the choice of the ratio of the masses is in our hands. So because the masses have not been given, so you can choose the ratio in whatever way you want. So we are choosing the ratio k much less than 1. So v2 is 3v. Now let's see what happens between 2 and 3. 2 is now moving up at 3v and 3 is coming down at v now. The third collision. Our first collision was with the floor. Next was between 1 and 2. Now it's between 2 and 3. So we use the formula again, and 3 will shoot up at v3. So we would like to know what is v3. And use this formula. 2u1. 2 into u1 is 3v plus k minus 1. u2 is minus v by 1 plus k. So this will be 6v plus v, 7v minus kv by 1 plus k. That is 7 minus k into v by 1 plus k. Again, we will maximize the numerator and minimize the denominator for maximum value of v3. So k should tend to must be less than 1. Yes, as small as possible. So I will get this as k, if I put k much less than 1, yes, k much less than 1, I will get V3 as 7V. V3 will be 7V. Now, let us see the collision between 3 and 4. The collision between 3 and 4. 4 is coming down at V, 3 is going up at 7V now. Going up at 7V, we would like to find out what is V4. So use this formula. V4 is equal to 2 into U1 is 7V plus K minus 1, and this would be U2 would be minus V again by 1 plus K. That would be equal to 7 to the 14 plus 1 15V minus KV by 1 plus K, that is 15 minus K into V by 1 plus K. So again K much less than 1 we can choose. So I will get V4 as 15V. Now in a similar way we will calculate V5. For V5 we have 4 now moving up at 15V and 5 coming down at V. We wish to find what is V5. V5 would be equal to 2 into U1, that is 15V, plus K minus 1 into minus V by 1 plus K. So that will get approximated to 30 plus 1, 31V. After making the approximation K much less than 1, it will be 31V. So this V5 is 31V. Once you have got V5, 31V, to what height will it go? Final velocity is 0. So 0 squared is equal to V5 squared minus V5 squared minus 2gy. Let's say it goes to height y. So I will get 2gy is equal to V5 squared. V5 squared is 31 squared V squared. 31 squared is 961 and V squared is 2gh. 2gh. So 2g cancels on either side and I get y is equal to 961h. So from here above this is 961h. So getting this h max from the original position, I have to subtract this h. So h max would be 961hy minus h, that is 960h. Now just take a situation where you are holding these 5 balls at 1 meter above the ground and releasing it. So what is the height up to which the topmost ball, the 5th ball, can rise? Put h equal to 1 meter and get h max as 960 meters. That's nearly a kilometer. So drop it from 1 meter above the ground and the topmost ball can rise up to a height of 960 meters, nearly a kilometer. It's quite a mind-boggling figure. Thank you.